We have seen in the last class business strategy and human resource planning and linking business strategy with that of HR strategy. So this class we shall discuss about HRM and firm performance linkages and measures of HRM performance. So evolving and strategic role of human resource management. So we have seen already what is strategic human resource management. Just let's have before getting into linkages, HRM and firm performance measures. Uh, Strategic human resource management involves development of consistent, aligned collection of practices, programs, and policies to facilitate achievement of strategic objectives. So here it integrates all policies and programs, functions, divisions, and activities of the business. It aligns all these to achieve the strategic objectives of the organization. So it requires abandoning mindset and practices of personal management and focusing on strategic issues rather than solely on operational issues. So here HR policies are integrated with all policies of the organization. So it seeks coordination from all functional areas of the business. So this requires abandoning mindset and practices of personal management, focusing on strategic issues rather than simply on operational issues. So integrating of all HR programs within larger framework, facilitating mission and objectives. So HR policies are formulated keeping in mind the mission and vision of the organization, keeping in mind the corporate goals, business unit goals, and functional goals, operational goals of the organization. So HR programs integrates all this within the larger framework with that of the firm's objectives or goals. So writing down strategy facilitates involvement and buy-in of senior executives and other employees. So here HR people are consulted while formulating policies because they play a key role in providing sufficient right people in right number. Thereby, the organization can achieve its targets. You can see this structure, possible roles assumed by human resource function, strategic focus, operational focus. So strategic focus at the top level, vertically if you see the top level, the focus of the organization is very strategic. The bottom level, the operational focus. So actual work would be done at the operational level, bottom level of the structure, vertically. So horizontally, if you say that systems people, all these should be integrated. So you'll have in the organization varieties of activities, functions, and divisions, departments. So all these should be coordinated and integrated and direct towards the common goal of the organization. So the left part system side strategic partner at the above level, bottom level administrative experts. Whereas when it comes to people, change agent, employee champion. So we are talking about this human resource issues, how these human resource policies are integrated, linked with the firm's strategy, a business strategy or corporate strategy. So we have seen already the role of HR role in achieving the organizational objectives or corporate strategy, strategic human resource management, or HR role in strategic planning of the organization. So let's now see its role in knowledge-based economy. So human capital steward. So human capital steward, it creates an environment and culture in which employees voluntarily contribute skills, ideas, and energy. Human capital is not owned by organization. So when it comes to investment considerations in human resources, so this is one of the big issue because people see the human capital, human resources are not owned by an organization. That's one barrier for the organization to invest in human resources. So here, this is a human capital steward in the sense that these people will take care of the issues of the organization, stewardship. Manpower in the organization will take care of the business of somebody, the shareholders or the stakeholders of that organization. So it creates an environment and culture in which employees voluntarily contribute skills, ideas, and energy. So in stewarding the others' business, so they voluntarily contribute the skills and ideas and energy. So knowledge facilitator, it procures necessary employee knowledge and skill sets that allow information to be acquired, to develop and disseminated. So HR procures necessary employee knowledge and skill sets. So it is a process of hiring an employee. Whom do we hire? We take care of all these issues, whether the people are skilled, they have all that skill sets that are required for job, depending upon the job analysis. So we, human resource, play a role of procuring necessary employee knowledge and skill sets that allow information to be acquired, developed, and disseminated. So provides a competitive advantage. Of all the assets of an organization, human resources is a significant asset which gives a competitive advantage for the firm. Now it's the people who can make an organization. If they mind, the manpower minds, they can create wonders. That's why that gives human resource, provides a competitive advantage for the organization. And HR must be part of strategically designed employee development plan. We have seen in the last class that role of HR in strategic planning or human resource strategic planning of the organization. So HR must be part of strategically designed employee development plan. So if they are not considered, if they are not consulted, the HR executives and experts are not recognized while formulating policies of the organization, while formulating strategies of the organization. So it would be wrong. So they must be consulted because they play a key role in providing whatever the skill that the organization needs. Relationship builder. So HR also builds relationship. So develop structure, work practices, and culture that allow individuals to work together. So it is the job of HR. They design the job on different basis, and they provide that work. They give an assistance how to practice it, work practices, and they create culture also, work culture, be organization culture. So all this allow individuals to work together. So when a structure is developed for the job, when practices are provided to discharge the duties of employees, or to create, when they create that work culture or organizational culture within the organization, all this allow individuals to work together. So develops networks that focus on strategic objectives. HR also develops these networks. So these networks focus on strategic objectives of an organization. We have multiple objectives of the organ at different levels, at corporate level, at business unit level, at the functional level, operational level. So here, the networks which are developed by HR focus on strategic objectives of the organization. Then rapid deployment specialist. So this is another role of HR in knowledge-based economy, which creates fluid and adaptable structure and systems. So structure and system should be flexible, should not be rigid. They should not be static. They should be adaptable so that changes can be made whenever required. So global knowledge-based economy mandates flexibility and culture that embraces change. If you go to some other country for doing business, you go with a different strategy. When you want to expand your business to other markets, other continents, when you want to establish your subsidiary in other country, so different modes of entering into international business are there. When you opt for that, the expansion and diversification of your business, your systems, your culture, and your structure, organization structure should be flexible, that suits to the global requirements. So knowledge-based economy mandates flexibility and culture that embraces change. Otherwise, it is difficult to face the change. So your organization structure, your systems, your practices should be flexible to take the advantage of change. So this strategic human resource management critical competencies are HR's success as true strategic business partner dependent on 5 specific competencies. So these competencies are strategic contribution, business knowledge, personal credibility, HR delivery, and HR technology. These are the 5 specific competencies that HR's success depends on. So strategic contribution is a development strategy. So to grow, to develop, to expand your business, you need this skill, this competency. So HR's needs this, HR helps in formulating this strategy, development and strategy formulation. So business knowledge is understanding nuts and bolts of organization. So knowing about your business, why you are there, why you only should be there, why you should continue in that business, what exactly happens in that, what technicalities involved, what is the market for that business, how to produce, so maintaining quality. So all this understanding nuts and bolts of organization. This business knowledge, strategic contribution, business knowledge, personal credibility. So this is measurable value demonstrated in programs and policies. Now how effectively you are implementing all this, evaluating all this, programs and policies. So personal credibility, measurable value demonstrated in programs and policies. The other one is HR delivery, serving internal customers through effective and efficient programs. So here, internal customers who are directly connected to the business, who are working for in various jobs, various activities of the organization. So HR provides all that, delivers all that knowledge, serves that knowledge to internal customers through effective and efficient programs. So these effective and efficient programs are HR practices and technology, HR technology. So this using technology to improve organizations management of people. We have that human resource management system, HRMS. So how you manage this human resources, use a technology. So these are the 5 specific competencies that HR's success, so that they can be a true strategic business partner. So these are some models, Lepek and Snell's employment models. So you've taken 4 quarters, a grid, and y-axis low and high. When you move from left to right, when you move from bottom to top, low and high. These are divided into 4 quarters. So on y-axis uniqueness, on x-axis strategic value. So when both are low, uniqueness and strategic value, both in the organization or HR is low at both the things, what happens? Compliance-based HR configuration. So contractual work arrangements. When uniqueness is low and strategic value is high, quarter 2, job-based employment, productivity-based HR configurations. When strategic value is low and uniqueness is high, alliances, partnerships. So collaborative based HR configuration. So join somebody else, alignment takes place. When both are high, uniqueness and strategic value, it's knowledge based employment. commitment-based HR configurations. So these are the employment models. You see, traditional versus HR. We have already seen traditional HRM and strategic HR, responsibility, focus, role of HR initiatives, time horizon, control, job design, key investments, accountability. So you can have a glance over this. Already we have discussed this. Traditional versus strategic HR in the last class. So the barriers also we have discussed, barriers to strategic HR. So outcomes of strategic HR. So increased performance, customer and employee satisfaction, enhanced shareholder value put together. So the outcome is when you have this, with all this, the result is effective management of staffing, retention, and turnover through selection of employees that fit with both strategy and culture. See, when staffing is managed effectively, when hiring, selection, placing, staffing function is nothing but hiring and selection and assigning the duties and responsible to individuals. So the staffing, retention, and turnover through selection of employees that fit with both strategy and culture. So at the time of hiring itself, we keep in mind the strategy, corporate strategy of the organization. So we bring a match between this manpower policy at the time of recruitment and that of the corporate strategy. Strategy and culture are very important. So cost effective utilization of employees through investment in identified human capital with potential for high retention. So whatever we do, we should be cost effective. How much we are investing on human resources, how much we are spending for their training and development to enhance their skills. So that you can identify that human capital with the potential for high retention. So retaining the best talent is a difficult task. So integrating HR programs and policies that clearly follow from corporate strategy. So all HR programs should be integrated. All HR policies should be integrated that clearly follow from corporate strategy. So all HR policies and programs are made in consonance with the corporate strategy. So to achieve the corporate goals as per corporate strategy, we plan and we formulate the programs and policies of HR and integrate all these with that of the corporate strategy. Facilitation of change and adaptation through a flexible, more dynamic organization. So facilitation of change and adaptation, as we have seen in the previous slides, that flexibility, structure, systems should be flexible to fit for the change. So, and adaptation through a flexible, more dynamic organization should be dynamic. It should not be static. We should have a flexible organization system so that a change can be adopted. So, tighter focus on customer needs, key and emerging markets quality. Focus should be on customer needs, key and emerging markets quality. So tighter focus should be on these three things: customer needs, key and emerging markets, and quality of the product or service that you produce or provide. Models of strategic HR management. You see corporate strategy. So through scanning, environmental, internal, external, before hiring the people, before formulating policies and strategies of HR, we scan the environment, competition, government regulations, technology, market trends, so economic environment, all this. Internal, that is external environment. Internal environment, external, culture, structures, politics, employee skills, past strategy, all these internal environmental factors to formulate a corporate strategy. So this will now flow down to the bottom level. So business strategy, when you are in too many businesses, you have strategies at the business unit level. SBU is a strategic business unit. All this will be directed towards the corporate strategy. So all business units, or if you are in a single business, this becomes again the corporate strategy. Business unit strategy and corporate unit strategy are the same when it is only one business. When you are in too many businesses, so all this business unit strategy should be directed towards corporate strategy. And at the functional level, we are talking about only HR here, not other. So HR strategy, one function. HR is one function of the organization. So here integration between all these strategies, three levels of strategy: functional level, that's operational level, HR practices, all these should match with the business strategy, thereby corporate strategy. So HR strategies are planning, design of jobs and work systems, what workers do, what workers need, how jobs interface with others. For this, employee separation, laws regulating employment. In purview of this, in the light of this, we plan for all these things. We have a system to manage all this HR information system to manage these human resources. So this staffing, all these are the practices, HR practices, staffing, training. Staffing is hiring as recruitment, selection, all those comes in. So once the employee is taken inside to the jobs, we check their knowledge. We see whether that knowledge is enough to meet all these. So we design training and development programs for the employees, and based on checking their performance management, compensation issues, labor relations. All these are human resource activities or practices. So this is the strategic HR management model. The organizational learning, because here measuring firms' performance linkages, HR and firms' performance linkages. So here strategic human resources as organizational learning, stages of knowledge management.